I can sense some excitement in my chest. There's a particular quality of joy around sharing this video with you because it's one of the, let's say, biggest revelations I had so far on fatherhood, parenting, becoming a father. And it actually started off quite early during the pregnancy. I was asking myself, like, what's models out there, or guides, or directions to take in order to prepare myself as a father. And now I'm smiling, but while I was reading all of these guides on parenting, fatherhood, and so on, I got into a certain exhaustion that I'm also sensing right now when I remember that. And that was because looking into these books and guides and blogs, I had the impression there were so many lists and ideas of how do you have to get in touch with your child before it is born, what do you need to do with your partner so that everything is well prepared for the child, what's the rituals you absolutely have to live through, all of the things you absolutely have to clarify with your own dad before your child is born, because else you will mess up anyway. And now I'm smiling, but what I did was collecting out of these guys the information that I considered relevant and important, and then I ended up having this huge list associated with a thought around, I gotta follow through all these points, else I'll not make a good father. And while saying it, I still can tune into the tension that came from there. Tension and headache and And then in this process, the beauty it revealed was that I understood something that for me is essential in terms of preparation, but as far as I understand so far, it won't stop. What I will be talking about is not only about preparing fatherhood, but will also be about living fatherhood. Yeah, and I want to share that with you. I'm Stefan from Evolving Fatherhood. And what I want with this video blog is exploring a fatherhood which unifies both, like clear, powerful presence, as well as a certain tenderness and vulnerability that an open heart brings. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Feels quite good to say that. I was just staying a little bit with what is happening inside. Warmth, mainly, in my chest. Connecting it back to the parenting, fatherhood guidebooks, what came out for me is that actually the essence is about presence. And presence not in the sense that I'm sitting next to you and you see my physical body, because even if that may be, I might still be completely caught in my stories. Some worries about the future, some thinking about the to-dos that I didn't get done throughout the day, some ideas about how my project could evolve, some emotion that I'm caught in, desperation, fear, anger, frustration, or some more like deeper pain that is connected to trauma. So if I'm experiencing any of that, I'm very likely to not be present with you, even if you see my body being just next to you. But I'm completely caught up with what's happening inside me. So the quality of presence that I'm talking about is a different one. It's a quality that can also happen over distance. It doesn't have to happen while I'm right next to you. And the quality involves a state in which I'm aware of what's going on here with me and my body, my emotions, my thinking, and at the same time connected to what's going on your side, attuned with what's important for you right now. How are you feeling? How is my child feeling? What does it want? How's my girlfriend feeling? What does she want? And for this state to be possible, to me there are two movements. And the first movement is inward, presence inward. Because I do have the tendency, and a lot of people I talk to have the same tendency, when there is this tightness, constriction because of unpleasant feelings, because of unpleasant thoughts, because of worries about the future, there's this tendency to push it away. I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to be that way. So the first movement is the presence, bringing a loving, a compassionate presence toward what's happening inside me. And I realize when I do that, what happens, faster or slower, is that there's an opening into more spaciousness. Like there was this constriction before, and then there's some kind of felt opening. An opening that creates a space in which I can both be present with what's inside me, and usually I experience that this is already changing simply because I met it with compassionate presence. And at the same time, so holding that inside me, but at the same time also welcoming you in my inner space. Because before, when there was the constriction and the tightness, there was no space at all for you and what you want and what you feel. And when there is this opening, then I can welcome you. And yeah, it's the same while I'm talking to this video camera, talking to you, recording this. It's always about being in the relational field that is being created there and checking back with my body. I can feel some tingling in my feet most of the time, some light warmth in my chest. Gives me a sense of groundedness and still being able to relate to you as well. And from what you're hearing, I guess you understand that it's a lot about a felt sense of presence, an embodied understanding of presence, not a mere intellectual one. And I enjoy that so much because even if it's really difficult at times to me to cultivate such a presence, I had experiences that so much convinced me that that's the pathway. Like, I don't need lists or action points from any parenting guides. What I need is support in cultivating this kind of presence. And I can trust that I'm going to find the most life-serving thing to do, a way to react in a given moment with you, with my child, with my girlfriend, if I'm truly present and attuned to what is. There is this wisdom in the relational field, in myself, in you, call it intuition. What we need is this quality of presence, and then everything can emerge. That's at least how it sounds true to me right now. I'm just checking in whether there was anything else that I wanted to share. And there's a lot more to it that I would love to share, and at the same time, for now, I got a certain sense of completion. Yeah. And this sense of completion creates another opening toward you. I'd be super curious to hear whether anything that I've been saying resonates with you, and if it does, I'd so much enjoy if you put that in the comments so we can relate and get in touch. If you want to stay in touch on a longer term, or just try out and decide whether you want to stay in touch on a longer term, you can also register for my newsletter. It's the link in the description of this video. And then there's one last request, like what I really want with this also is to support spinning and creating this web of people who are connected around this exploration of fatherhood that combines both presence, strong presence, clarity, as well as an open, tender heart. So if you know someone who might be interested in such topics, then please forward this video to this person. Yeah. That's it. See you next time.